This is the Runemark. It's a deluxe colony vehicle that serves 13, and it has a lot of special features. I'm going to go ahead and show you the most important one first, and that is that the gravity drives have fully integrated WASD controls. Now, before, I had managed to do the left-right controls, and you've seen that if you've been keeping up with my ships, but that's easy enough. You just put a wheel on, and then you ask it whether it is tilting left or right, like so. However, when I looked around some, I found some people who had come up with some clever ideas. The Polywog project by Sam Poo, for example, came up with the idea of attaching something to the back of the wheel, and then if the wheel spins, you can't ask the wheel whether it's spinning or not, but you can ask the things attached to it whether they're spinning or not. So that's what I've got on the second wheel. And if you look on the left, you can see that my gravity indicator reflects the fact that I have full WS control. And that's why I made this vehicle, because I wanted to test it out. Now, originally I tried to package it into a single wheel, but due to the number of computations required for tilt and spin, I found it was much easier and more reliable to put them in different wheels and just have one wheel that spun and one wheel that turned, and that was it. And it works great. If I could get the weight of these wheels down a little bit, I'd be happier, but it's pretty good right now. It's got a slight delay, but not more than a third of a second, and that's pretty good. Let's see, another big feature is fold-out solar panels. I could spend a whole day talking about packing things into smaller amounts of space, and of course solar panels are one of the most common choices. This just uses a very simple packing system. Still, simple means that it's not going to malfunction even in multiplayer, so that's nice. As you can see, there are 3 jump drives on the back, and then there's one more hidden over there, just in case something catastrophic happens. So this ship gets a pretty good jump distance. In fact, the maximum jump you get is 3,800 kilometers, which is pretty nice. So you can really leap across the cosmos with this. It has 1 large reactor, 2 small reactors, and some solar panels, and that's more than enough to charge all 4 of them simultaneously and still have some maneuverability left. It comes with 2 Gatling turrets, 2 rocket turrets, 4 front-facing guns, and, of course, some parking. It has 3 pointed down and 4 pointed forward, and it's perfect for parking up to 7 small vehicles if you happen to need them. Let's take a look at the inside. This is a pretty crowded ship, so let's go all the way back up to the top and pretend that we're entering in it for the first time. Now, this is an entryway right off the top of these these jump drives, so it's very easy to find, and it's button-driven. But if you don't want to wait for the buttons, you can just access the door. Any decompression is your responsibility. Once we enter, we can come down here, and we immediately enter into the lounge area, which has an emergency reactor access in case something goes wrong and you run out of uranium and the sun can't find your solar panels. Crossing over to the other side, we find there are 4 cryopods embedded in the ground, and we have the top half of the crew quarters. The bottom half is down there. There are 13 beds, plus 1 relaxation chamber. If we continue to go down, we'll get to the lower floor. Obviously, this is where you pilot from, but we can also go over here to find the med bay, which has some RP furniture in it. And across the way, we have the bottom half of the crew quarter and some backup piloting stuff. This is the computer core, and it actually does stuff, as you might have noticed. So it's pretty straightforward. It's got 2 of everything, as far as I can remember. 2 assemblers, 2 arc furnaces, 2 refineries, fully upgraded, and it's got a couple of other details like that, you know. But the big part is that it has these full integration with WASD controls, and that is really neat. and it means that this ship has a lot more get up and go than a competitor would. Now, this ship was done specifically to test that sort of thing, to figure it out, so it doesn't have the level of perfection and balance that you would get in a more polished ship. But it is still quite nice, and I think if you wanted to see how this works, you could go download it and try it out. If you don't want to see how it works, then you don't have to. Still, being able to hit W and S and have it read that input within a third of a second, really nice. And I think I can get that down further on a small ship. I think that if I was doing a small ship, I could get it down to a tenth of a second. So maybe I will make a mech. We'll find out. I will certainly be making a better climbing car. Let's park here and begin our operations. Park! Park! I parked.